Hello again, everyone. It's me, Johnny. I want to thank you for checking out my channel. And today I want to talk to you about getting the work done. You have to put in the work. And this is something that I learned on my journey of healing naturally. Spirit, soul, and body. I want to emphasize that. That's my journey. That's the way I believe. It just isn't the physical part. It was more emotional for me, spiritual. And it showed up physically in my body. But what I've learned from this is that if you're looking for the guy in the white jacket to heal you, it's not going to happen, because doctors don't heal. Your immune system heals. Set aside from emergency surgeries or trauma, where they can do certain things to reset bones, or emergency surgeries, whatever it is, but they're going to monitor you. And what's really healing the body is your immune system. And that's something that I had to learn, that I was in control and not my doctor. Not being rude or in a rude way, but simply taking control of the whole situation. And after my second cancer diagnosis, I realized that I'm on a merry-go-round, or like a little hamster wheel. And if I continue down this road, it's not going to turn out good. And it wasn't until I started to realize that, one, I had to educate myself, all right, on what's going to work for me. Because the good book says we're fearfully and wonderfully made. What is going to work for me, for my temple? All right, whether it's a raw food diet, whether it's tons of juicing, whatever it is, that's one aspect of it. But the first thing, you have to educate yourself, and you have to do a self-evaluation of what's going on in your mind and in your heart and in your gut, spirit, soul, and body. You have to do a self-evaluation of, like, how did I get here? How did I get my body to start performing a slow suicide and start to turn on itself? What I'm not happy about? What was it that I wasn't happy about in life? Well, questions that I would ask myself. Was I feeling fulfilled in what I did for a living, or I wasn't? Did I just settle in life? These are all things that I had to deal with and continue to deal with in order to let my body heal, because I realized the guy in the white jacket isn't going to heal me. The best type of medicine, the best type of healthcare is preventative healthcare. And it doesn't start with the guy in the white jacket, doesn't start in the doctor's office, doesn't start in the hospital. It starts with you. It starts with what you have here and what you have in your heart and your gut. It's a super highway that you have going on in your body. When the good book says you're fearfully and wonderfully made, it's true. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, one of a kind. You don't need to create a brand. You're your own brand. You don't need to go look for a superhero. You're your own superhero. If you learn to tap into self, learn to tap into self. We look for all these other things and other people to look up to. You have to start looking into yourself and start unleashing those gifts that only you and you alone have to serve other people. And what really makes me happy in my life now is serving other people. I wish I had more time in my day to serve other people and to help out. But my life is going through a transformation, and I continue to heal. I continue to do what it takes of putting in the work to let my body heal. And I realized that, conventional doctors for me on my road to recovery, all they had was pills. All they had was this. All they had was that. It wasn't really going to heal my body. It was just to sustain it, or the symptoms. It wasn't until I started to take control of it that I realized that I was in control. That I realized that if it's gonna be, it's gonna be up to me, And I had to learn how to, number one, educate myself. Not only educate myself. Okay, it's one thing to gain knowledge, but if you don't execute on that knowledge, what good is it? You can't be afraid to try certain things. You can't be afraid to get rid of the doctor or let him dictate to you. And every case is different. I'm not saying be disrespectful. I'm not saying to cuss them out or anything like that. I'm not talking about any of that. If it ain't working for you, like for me, I can only speak for mine. I felt it in my gut that the first doctor I dealt with, first oncologist, he wasn't for me. Very naive, very, very almost condescending, because the cancer industry is triggered on fear. And from my perspective, he looked at it as though like he was my messiah. That's the way it came across. And it wasn't true. At that time, I wasn't afraid to get rid of him, because I educated myself. I gained the knowledge that I need and started to figure out how to heal my body. And it didn't happen overnight because I'm still dealing with emotional issues. I'm still dealing with a bunch of stuff. It's not like, you know, I got everything under control. I have a lot of it, but I'm not where I want to be. There's always room to improve. And then there's the other side. I'm the type of person, if I go at it, I go at it 100%. And if I don't hit my goal, I get upset. Now I'm creating stress for myself, which doesn't work either. So you have to have a balance. You have to find out what it is that your body's truly looking for. You know, and if it's looking to heal, it's looking for you to love yourself. And you hear me say in other videos, you're wired to love. Everything about you is wired to love. Your thirst to love someone and for someone to love you. The most deepest part of your consciousness, of your heart, is wired to love. You know, you're already a divine being because you were created from divinity. If you believe in that, you know, it's amazing what the body can do. It's amazing the way the body can recover itself if you give it what it needs. And sometimes you have to put on the brakes and just sit there by yourself. You know, take a week off from work, take a couple days off, go away, get somewhere by yourself and think about, how did I get here? And then formulate a plan that works best for you. Build a healing team around you that consists of doctors, you know, because I would never go after, for me, my personal opinion, cancer by myself, at it by myself. That's just my opinion. People have done it, and cool, that works for them. For me, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend them either. You got to find the right fit for you. What's the right doctor that's going to work for me? Can we communicate? Is he giving the information? Is he answering my questions? Is he rolling his eyes and has his head down and just doesn't want to deal with it? You know, is going to, you know, give you excuses. That's not a good fit for me. That's what happened to me my first one. And I said, no, this ain't happening. But you have to put in the work, you know, to heal your body. And it's, for me, like I say, it's like I train like an Olympic athlete. That's the way I'm training right now. I mean, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm at the gym now. I thank God that I can go back to the gym and start lifting weights. And I got permission from my oncologist and my doctor to say, yeah, go ahead. You know, you're doing real good. And they don't see any harm in it. For me personally, I really didn't need his permission, but because it's on a team, I communicate that. And he says, yeah, man, you're doing great. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. So from that perspective, you know, my day changed to going back to the gym at 4:30 in the morning. Not every day I want to wake up and go to the gym. But for me now, it's a privilege because I look at myself a couple years ago, I couldn't even do that. You know, and I look at my life now, how much has changed. And one of the things I've realized is I had to do the work. If I wanted to heal, let my body heal, it wasn't going to come from somebody else. If it was up to be, it was going to be, it's up to me. I have to do the work. I'm the one controlling this thing. And like I said before in this video, the best kind of healthcare is preventative healthcare, and it starts with you. It starts with the song that you're playing in your head, those conscious, unconscious thoughts, the way you're programmed. What are you saying to yourself? What's the song that you're singing to yourself? Don't worry about what anybody else thinks about you. It only matters what you think about yourself. As a man thinketh, so is he. We're created and wired to be beautiful, to love, and to serve. You know, the good book says, well done and faithful servant. Most people don't realize that he's talking about fulfilling purpose. Ask how many people tomorrow on your job are fulfilling their purpose. And if they're complaining that it's a Monday or something like that and can't wait till Friday, maybe they're in the wrong place. It ain't that they suck. It's just that they're not fulfilling and never even tapped into self to fulfill their true potential. And these are some of the things I learned on my journey of letting my body heal naturally. And I continue to go through the process. And it is a lifestyle change. It isn't a season of my life. It isn't a chapter of my life. Healing spirit, soul, and body is for the rest of my life. And for me now, I look at it and I say, thank God, you know, that I'm able to do this and I'm able to give back. And I'm able to help other people along in their journey. You know, not a doctor. I don't have all the answers, but I know where I can direct them to get the answers. And this is through gaining the knowledge and executing on the knowledge in order to win. I'm not looking to come in the second place like I tell in my other videos. You know, in the cancer games, there is no second place. It's either going to do it, come in first, or you're going to go home. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you guys. I love you, and take care.